Look at you.
you doing? Just basking in everything amazing that's going to be revealed to people for your awesome self. That's all. You know, I be hyped. You got to do what you got to do. You're raising champions. You're literally raising champions.
Thank you.
I love that. Hi, everybody. This is Marcella Precise of Yaayyou. Yaayyou is all about how it all starts inside with the words you say to yourself. We are okay with being okay, and we have power in believing in ourselves. Everybody's always asking me, how do I do this, that, and the third? And I feel like it's a lot of people on the planet that are just like me. I have amazing people in my circle, and I want y'all to meet them. I want y'all to see how amazing they are and all the great things they're doing on this planet. Listen to their journey, get involved, and understand that you're just like us. So I want to toast to somebody really, really amazing today, Jonesy Tasha Jones. Not only is she radio royalty, she's an amazing classically trained singer. Oh my God, her talent is beyond. She does iconic things with iconic people. She's always giving back to the community. She's raising 2 sons who are amazing in their chosen sports. And she's an all-around wonderful woman. Watch out for her because she got a lot going on. Y'all gonna have to keep up with Jonesy. She don't play. So let's toast to Tasha Jones, y'all. You, Tasha. Miss Jonesy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How you feeling, Mama?
I'm okay. I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
That's good. That's good because listen, this is your time. It's your turn and it's your time. You hosted a morning radio show, hip hop format, always #1. You're destined to be in spaces where you're doing #1 things. You're destined to be in spaces with the #1s. You are a legend professionally, and you work with other legends like AZ, Ed Lover, Ron G. Oh my God, Ron G. Dougie Fresh. And you have a hip hop classic, Sugar Hill. Oh my God, Sugar Hill gets everyone where they need to be. Clubs, car, radio. How did you feel when you were making that record and when it came out and like it really hit the streets and everyone was like, wow, this is one of those records? How did you feel?
Well, thank you first of all for having me.
Absolutely.
It's an honor to be here with you because you always radiate positivity. And it goes a long way within my spirit. So thank you for having me. So glad to be here.
Absolutely.
Sugar Hill was a record that was initially very understated in my mind because AZ was a new artist. But I was a little more known than him at the time. But Nas, he was connected to Nas, and Nas and I were neighbors. And Nas asked me to do the song as a favor. And I never knew, 30 years later? 1995, I think that was.
Wow.
Whatever the amount of years later, this is when it's really come full circle for me. Wow. This is when I really recognized it because my oldest son recognized it while I was home out of the industry for the last 15 years. Sugar Hill got another wind. It took another life. And it came back to me through my oldest son, Jalen. And that is when I actually was able to feel, I think, the full impact of what Sugar Hill meant to the culture.
Absolutely. Oh my God. At so many different points, everyone felt it. Everyone loved it, all age groups. And you know you have something classic and timeless when your baby is like, Ma. You know what I mean? Like, you did that.
That is true. That is true. And yeah, from the mouths of babes. So it means more to me now than it could have ever meant in the 90s.
Oh, wow. Toast to AZ because his brilliance and the way he moves in spaces is just really awesome to watch. I enjoy his music and everything he's doing now. So toast to AZ. And speaking of radio, I mean, everywhere you go, your destiny is fulfilled. Everywhere you go, you start something, you complete it with grace. And to know that you are on the radio because of who you are, how you act, what you bring to the room. How did that opportunity, where did it come from for you to even be on the radio? Because remember, you were a superstar doing superstar things, being signed to major labels. And the next thing you know, you're on the other side of the mic or the other side of the desk. And I'm just like, wow, what a life. How did you even get that opportunity? What did you do specifically on the day that you got that opportunity?
Well, thank you, first of all, for the compliment and the acknowledgement.
Absolutely.
My radio came by default of me being at the right place at the right time and being prepared as an artist. I was on Hot 97's Ed Lover and Ed Lover, Dr. Dre and Lisa G's morning show, promoting my first single or my second single. I think it was my first single. And I completely prepared myself for that occasion. It sounded like it was happen chance, but it was a very well orchestrated move, not to be on radio, but to impress them enough to play my songs on radio. And after that very well curated interview, the program director called over to my record label and said he wanted to give me a show on the weekends. And I just always been interested in pushing myself in different spaces. And I think the fact that I had just lost my mom and my dad, like not even 2 years prior, I was afraid to turn down any opportunities. And we can probably talk about that later in more developed context. But that move was also based out of fear of turning down something that could be lucrative. I operated out of fear for the majority of my career based on the loss of my mom and my dad, who are my rock. And some things worked out coming from a place of fear, and other things not as much. But I am glad that at some point I was able to be quiet and still and recognize which moves were being made out of fear, which moves were being made out of spiritual control and discernment, and how to discern between the two.
And you inspire so many people with that, because so many people were going through what you were going through at the time, and to hear your story and to know that, wow, even with fear, she still moved on. Like, you don't have to be stifled in the fear. You kind of just got to say, well, let me see what's going to happen. And, you know, mentally, I'm going through something, but this thing is still moving. This train is still moving. And if I'm
or more so, I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't do it.
If you don't get on that train,
right. If I don't get on this train, I'm afraid there won't be another. So let me get on this train. But then I got on this train, that train. Every train wasn't the right train.
I know that's right. And speaking of training, Miss Thing, you went to LaGuardia? Are you kidding me? The Fame School, the Fame School. One of the most important buildings in New York City when you're an artist, when you're a creative, when you have something to say and someone you want to show it to. You have to go through the ranks of these special places. And you were there. You were there. Your talent, that's why your talents and your gifts are so wonderful in the world, because you were already in spaces where it was like, all right, I'm going to step up and do what I got to do. How did it feel being a part of something that's really history?
Being a part of, thank you again. That was a pinch me moment when I was accepted, because I had not seen anyone that looked like me in real life go to that school. I didn't even know what the real school looked like. I only had a television show Monday nights at 8 p.m. I think it was Monday, Monday or Wednesday, 8 p.m. That was all I had. I didn't even know if it was a real school until we got those little white high school books where you got to choose the schools that you wanted to apply to. You could, I think, apply to 3 schools for free. And I didn't know, but I knew that most of the time when I would sing at school events or talent shows, it was a great response. And then a music teacher in my junior high school, Mrs. Patterson, she herself, she went there, and I didn't know, but a conversation, she was like, I hear you're applying to so-and-so. I can help you out. I went there. So I felt like Miss Patterson was put in my place, in my presence back in 8th grade for a reason, because if it wasn't for her calling my mom on the phone, my mom might not have let me go, because she did not want me traveling out of the borough by myself that early in the morning. I get it. And she didn't let my older sisters, who also had other gifts and talents. She didn't let them go to art and design. She didn't let them go to fashion industries. But Miss Patterson helped make that happen. So it was outstanding. It was, sometimes I still don't believe it, but when you're in it, once you get accepted, now you just have to keep performing. Can't look back. You don't have time to look back and smell roses. You got to keep going. And then you're surrounded by all these other wildly talented kids from New York
Yeah.
who
Who was
some
the
have more
alumni?
talent than you.
Who else was there? Who was some of the alumni? I know that was some talent in there.
There are notable alumni, and then there are not as notable alumni that were like even more talented, just didn't get those opportunities. But Tashina Arnold from the neighborhood, and back then she used to be out of school a lot because she was always working. So she was on the road as a child actress. Um, Omar Epps, he would come after me. So I think Marlon Wayans, I think it was Marlon Wayans, he would come after me. Diane Carroll before me. Um, in my time, the girls from Changing Faces, their manager, Mark Pitts. Um, who else? I'm forgetting. Oh, Slick Rick, the legendary Lifetime Achievement Award winning Slick Rick, Dana Dane. Wow. So I can't remember because these are my friends, and I don't think of them as icons, but they are. So it's just a little hard for me to recall. But when you're surrounded by that type of raw talent, you got to stay on your toes every day.
Absolutely. And everyone you named, including you, are destined. Everything that you guys have done has had an impact on everyone who's creative. Every person you named.
Nicki Minaj, she's a newer one. She's a more recent graduate. What's her name? Asian A, that actress that did the Billie Holiday.
I think I know her face. I know who you're talking about. Wow.
Her. Yes, a lot of kids coming now that we paved the way for.
Absolutely. And paving the way and giving back is what you're about, because I know about some mentoring that you've done and will be doing. And I just want to say congratulations to you on everything coming your way that is a part of your destiny. You are so in tune with where you want to be, girl. Okay. And we're glad to see it. All the Yaysayers will be there to watch it and cheer you on. And we're so thankful for you. And I want to give you a vision word right now. Yaayyou, Notes to Self, is my affirmation album. It has 100 affirmations and acronyms for people to listen to in the morning to start their day and to calm themselves down in the evening. Everyone should feel like it's okay to believe in themselves first, because we have a lot of things going on throughout the day, but you have to remember you. You know, it's really important to get that energy inside to deal with your day and the different moods and things that are happening. And so I want to give you a vision word. When I look at you and I hear you and I speak to you and I see you, I see destiny. Your vision word is destiny. Destined. I think it's destined. I'm more into, destined. I think it's destined. And that's what I feel for you. That you're destined. You're destined.
Thank you. Thank you for putting that word on me. Someone said that, I think it was you, that when you speak words, you're saying a prayer.
Yep, every word out your mouth is a prayer. That is what I ran across a video and it said that, and it touched me so much. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's so true. So we have the opportunity to choose what we want to put on our life, what we want to come towards us. You know, let's figure it out a little bit and see if it works. And so what I plan to always do and choose to always do is to say something that you can keep on your spirit, because you're already exuding that. If you're in my space, if you're around me, there's something special about you. You know, we don't have time to waste. We just have time to love. So if you're around me, there's something special about you. And I see destined in you.
I appreciate you, sis. And I thank you for having me around and for being in my space as well. Thank you. You bring a lot.
Oh, you're so welcome. Let me see what acronyms I can put on destined. Driven, excited, sensing, because you're very aware. You're very aware. Treasured, because you know you loved. You know you are loved. Don't play. Inspired, because you don't stop. You got stuff to do and you're not going to stop. And that the N will be necessary. And the E, educated, because you got something to give all the time to the youth, to people here, to people that's coming here, there's people that's been here and doing. You're not one of those people that just talk, you actually do. And I want to give that to you.
I receive it. Thank you, Queen.
And that's it, y'all. Jonesy, watch out for everything she got going on. Try to keep up. Let's see if you can. Have a good evening, y'all. And that's it. Look how easy that was.
That was awesome.
You're awesome.